Hate the King, Repra, 23NT, and GAM30VER. DHTK.com vision is to integrate culture, fashion, and attitude that best represents the players and caters to us, the fans. Click on DHTK.com and subscribe to their basketball updates for an automatic 10% off. If you're a basketball fan, you must follow their social media accounts. Visit DHTK.com for all the details. DHTK.com. Don't hate the King.
Are you looking for a fun place to eat great seafood and watch live sports? Cajun Hotspot Seafood and Sports Bar offers boiled crawfish, live lobster, shrimp, crab legs, clams, mussels, oysters, and live blue crab in a house specialty sauce, po' boy sandwiches, and more. You can eat all of that, enjoy one of our specialty drinks from our full bar, and watch the game on one of our 16 TVs. Cajun Hotspot Seafood and Sports Bar, 7365 West Colonial Drive, on the corner of Colonial and Dorcher Road. Call 407-757-2165 and tell them Full Court Press sent you.
Welcome to Late Night Parents. I'm your host, Ted Hicks. We have a weekly podcast where we sit down and talk with game changers in the sports, technology, education fields. We even do product reviews and giveaways. Why, you ask? Because we're all parents. So if you're ready for an up-close and personal look, then you can check out our podcast. New episodes are available every Thursday. Catch us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, that's Late Night Parents. The site is latenightparents.com.
Okay, how I'm supposed to love you if you cannot love yourself? Yeah, I know you independent, but you still gonna need some help. I still got love for the ones I lost. I never got a chance to return that call. I've been out of town, I left that summer in the same damn car. I ain't made it that far. Yeah. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Marcellus Javon, head designer for Hoop Culture. I'm kicking it right now with 1080 The Game Sports Talk. Make sure you check out the Hoop Culture flagship store located in Fashion Square Mall, right below the movie theater, for your chance to win free Magic tickets and come kick it with the team. Also, make sure you follow us on IG and Twitter at Hoop Culture and download our free app available for Androids and iPhones.
Welcome back to Full Court Press Radio, sponsored by SOFOELC on Sports Talk Today. The team. I'm your host, Danny Thompson, checking me tonight with my man Paul Myers and Zach Oliver from Orlando Pinstripe Post. Before we get into the callers tonight, we want to give a good shout out to our good friends at DHTK and a number with the Represent 23 t-shirts. Paul's got one on right now. Check them out at DHTK.com to pick out some of the hottest gear that we have around. So we opened the call lines up tonight. So we got a caller online, John from Orlando. John, welcome to Full Court Press Radio.
Hello, fellas.
Hey, that's a familiar voice.
That's a familiar voice. It's our good friend John Hamilton, the founder of SOFOELC, who is the sponsor of our show. John, what's on your mind tonight?
Oh, man, the Orlando Magic is weighing heavy on my mind tonight, man.
What's on your mind, John? Speak to us real quick.
What are they doing? What I'm hearing that everything they're doing is about cap space. Is it about a playoff run to kind of soothe the Magic fans' feelings? What are we doing?
Zach, take it away.
It's about a playoff run. It's always been about a playoff run. You know, obviously, freeing up some cap space this summer helps, but at the end of the day, it's going to be tough for them to lure a big-name free agent. Maybe, and this is just a name that somebody just threw out on Twitter, maybe they really value a Harrison Barnes, and they go and throw the max at Harrison Barnes.
Ooh.
But
not the max.
You just made my name a lot worse, Zach. Thank you very much.
why? Harrison Barnes is a really good player.
Yeah, not for a max.
Okay, but Ryan Anderson's going to get max. But here's the thing.
That doesn't justify it.
Here's the thing. With the cap going up, max is such an arbitrary term.
$20 million a year for Harrison Barnes.
It's not that arbitrary.
It is
a lot of money.
It is when the cap is $90 something million dollars.
It's not arbitrary though, because it's all relative. That means everything goes up to slide the scale. So I mean, it's still the same percentage.
But the thing is, nowadays, Zach makes a good point on this one. I think I agree with Zach on this one. Harrison Barnes is going to command $20 million. The question is, Golden State has a choice. Can they go after and re-sign Harrison Barnes, or they're going to take all their money and go chase Kevin Durant? Nowadays, Harrison Barnes, if he's on the right team, because right now he's the fourth guy in Golden State.
Yeah.
So basically, for me, it kind of reminds me of James Harden was in Oklahoma City. You had two very, very good players. In this case, they have three. And then Harrison Barnes gets in where he fits in. he gets in the right situation, Orlando's one of them. Mm-hmm. You know, they clear off all the space. I can think of maybe 4 or 5 other teams. Maybe Washington, if they don't get Durant, would be a good place for Harrison Barnes.
Is a wing player what Orlando should chase?
I think Barnes is an upgrade over Evan Fournier.
I agree. But if you're going to throw money at Fournier, why would you throw money at Barnes as well?
It's easier. I'd sleep better at night paying Harrison Barnes $20 million and paying Evan Fournier $18 million.
And or than?
Than. Because if you're picking one or the other. Because I think in this case, Orlando's picking one or the other.
Right, yeah.
I hope
in that case, you would be picking one or the other.
I hope that's the scenario because there's just no reason to throw so much money at wings.
I'm saying, but in this case situation, I think if you're chasing Barnes and Fournier's the guy, I think that's to do it. John, since you're online real quick, tell everybody about SOFOELLC real quick.
SOFOELLC, your Central Florida leading social media marketing company, always involved with the community, currently working on some big things, man. We are planning a summer basketball tournament in the Orlando area coming up with some of the local vendors. So big things coming, man. Big things coming. If anybody knows about the movie Above the Rim, something along those lines.
Okay, great.
John, thanks for checking in. Like I said, check them out at www.sofoellc.com. I promise you, John and his team, his wonderful team, will get to you and respond to your messages as soon as possible. John, thanks for calling again. We got a whole bunch of callers on the line tonight.
Thanks, sir. Thank you.
Real quick, better tournament, Above the Rim or White Man Can't Jump?
White man can't jump.
White man can't jump with Flight and Willie. You know what I'm talking about.
Flight and Willie.
Yeah.
Flows with no basketball humor. That's a really good one. Eric, who we got on line next? While Eric queues up another one, guys, we mentioned Evan Fournier, Harrison Barnes. You know, John made a good question and a good point. Magic fans are really confused right now what's going on with this team. I kind of agree with Zach Lee saying Ilyasova and Jennings would help for a deeper playoff run. Stevenson, not so much.
Well, no. And the thing is, the moves are to make the playoffs. That was the end goal from everybody involved at the beginning of the season. And that's something that Rob Hennigan reiterated today.
Which, I'll say this, though.
They're not going to make the playoffs no matter what they do.
Right.
They got a better shot at it now, though.
No, they don't.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think either way. But this is the thing I like about it, though, Zach. Secondarily, they're saving cap money. So it's not a lose. You know,
they're going to have the flexibility to, if they work things and renounce Brandon Jennings, cap hold, then they could have room for 2 max free agents.
Makes sense.
We got another caller online. Caller, what's your name? Where
we
you calling
got Terry.
from?
We got Terry over here.
Oh, Terry.
Hey, guys. It was good seeing you guys last week.
Oh, yes, sir. You sound familiar as well. I remember you.
At the remote. It was a good time, good food.
Yes, Terry was hit with us last week when we were at Cajun Hotspot over on West Colonial and Hiawassee, on the corner of Dorset as well, too, checking out the food with us. And he also has some great comments on Tobias Harris. And, Terry, what's on your mind tonight?
Well, just a couple things going back on a couple subjects. I didn't hear you guys mention Henry Ellerson with Marquette. He's definitely a top 10 pick this year.
Mark?
We'll get Mark on that one. But Mark has mentioned Henry before, though.
Yes.
Good. Jimmy Butler, I don't understand why you guys don't really care. It seems you guys don't care for Jimmy Butler. I'm telling you right now, the guy's 24 to 28 points a night. He's a hustle guy. He plays tremendous defense. He hits the boards. I think Orlando would be blessed to get a Jimmy Butler.
I do as well. I think he's the best shooting guard in the NBA.
I'd give up Oladipo in a heartbeat, and I'd probably also throw in Evan Fournier with him.
I mean, he's a great two-way player, but you're probably giving up more than that to get the Bulls core.
Oh, absolutely.
So another thing.
And give them a second-round pick because they never pan out anyway.
Zach, what you got over there for us real quick?
According to Woj, if a Fry to the Clippers deal does end up getting done on Wednesday, Lance Stevenson will never see the light of day in Orlando. He will be bought out.
Oh, I think I was on record saying that.
Wow. Oliver Baum on that one. Terry,
well, that makes sense because Hennigan only takes Boy Scouts, so he wouldn't want to have somebody who might throw a punch at somebody else, although I think the Magic do need some enforcers. The only guy we've got right now who's willing to throw an elbow is Smith, and we need a couple more guys that are willing to put somebody on their behind, and hopefully Brandon Jennings is that kind of guy. I'm a big Milwaukee Bucks fan. I'm telling you right now, when Brandon Jennings gets healthy, not only will he be a good player, he'll be one of the best players on the Magic. He will be the starter over Alfred. And I'll tell you right now, when we get to the end of the game, we won't be going for these incredible once-in-a-lifetime, twice-in-a-season shots with having Vooch hit up a two-pointer with a fall-away jumper. You'll be going to Brandon Jennings, and he'll be putting the ball in the hole for us. That guy can ball. He's a player.
Now, I can see the last second. I don't think that Payton will lose his starting job to Brandon Jennings in any stretch. I think this team is committed to Everett Payton going long term.
Agreed.
But I do see Brandon Jennings getting some minutes in the fourth quarter, though.
Significant
minutes. I do see that. Because Orlando does need a scorer. Because for me, Oladipo should be that guy. I know Eric and Zach and I have talked about this on many of occasions. Oladipo should be that guy.
Well, and Payton's fourth quarter struggles will also usher in some time for Jennings as well.
Well, because here's the thing. Oladipo doesn't take games over. And for me, that's been the main concern for that the entire season. Terry, thanks for calling in. We'll check in again next week. Thanks for your call.
You got it, guys.
As we go further with this, we talk about Brandon Jennings, talk about Ilyasova. I like the moves personally because like I say, it gives the Magic more depth. Yeah. On the front line coming off the bench, it was just Jason Smith. Channing Frye, it was one of those things where he had decent moments, and then there's moments where you had to play Dwayne Dedmon. For as talented as Dwayne Dedmon is, he fouls more than he does anything else on the court. So you get about 3 minutes of him, and then you got to take him right back out because he's got 7 fouls. Yeah. Ilyasova makes a nice little mesh with Jason Smith off the bench. You got two nice, two nice little pieces on the bench. If they do get Stevenson, Zach said they're going to buy him out.
I tell you what, I knew they would. That's what I said when we initially talked about Stevenson being the piece. There's no way he will ever see time as an Orlando Magic player. I just don't see it happening.
Well, guys, how about this? If the Magic buy out Stevenson, where does he end up?
Cleveland.
I don't think so, but that would be very entertaining.
Zach, why would you say Cleveland?
I think they still need a little bit of wing help behind LeBron. Who else do they have there? Shumpert, James Jefferson.
There's some history there, by the way. Lance and LeBron there, blowing of the year. Got to get through that.
Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know. LeBron wants Lance Stevenson there blowing in his ear. I agree. I don't want.
But who else is going to touch Lance Stevenson with a 50-foot pole?
Well, that's the question.
The Indiana Pacers.
The Pacers could bring him back.
The Pacers probably wouldn't.
You don't think they would?
No, just based on previous. I mean, they were willing to trade him. I mean, it wasn't like they were only just trading him because they wanted to get something for him. They were trading him because they were willing to trade him. So I don't know that they're excited about a reunion. I wouldn't think so. I honestly could see Houston doing it, and I don't know why.
I got one.
Houston is crazy.
I got one for you. What about Oklahoma City?
Dion Waiters is playing well.
I'm going to jump over this damn booth and punch you in the face if you keep saying stupid.
Here's my thought behind it, because think about it. Andre Roberson is the starter at 2 guard. Dion Waiters
is the starter now.
Well, Roberson's normally the guy starting.
Normally, yeah. But, until about, 10 games ago, I think, Dion Waiters took over.
The thing is, Waiters is better suited off the bench. We all know this.
I disagree.
You don't think so?
Not recently. He's kind of accepted his role. I think right now he's playing the best basketball I've seen him play.
Okay, here's the thing. Roberson's 6 foot, 7.5, 6'8". You can slide him to the small forward position off the bench.
Correct.
Lance Stevenson can actually handle the basketball to the point where he actually can be a point guard.
This is the problem.
And he also plays defense. You need this in the playoffs in the Western Conference, especially with Golden State.
This is the problem with Lance Stevenson.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have a backup point guard with Lance Stevenson because he is your backup point guard, 2 guard, 3. He wants to be everything when he's on the floor. When he's on the floor, he's clapping for the ball if he doesn't have it. Well, if you haven't watched Clipper games recently, that's what he does. He gives up the ball to the point guard, Prigioni. He runs in a circle, comes back to Prigioni, and claps his hands because he wants the ball.
Well, here's the thing.
You can't. A guy like Cameron Payne, would have trouble. With Stevenson, it wouldn't work, man.
Would you trust Cameron Payne as a rookie in the playoffs?
The way he's played, I would.
I'm just thinking of all the options for Lance Stevenson.
New York.
Oh, really?
Really? That's where he's from, bro. You don't think he would? The Knicks right now are desperate. They would.
You just said Lance Stevenson needs the ball. Do you not